No, man, we're seeing some of the bullish trend, Um, I don't know. In our discussion, I wanted us maybe, if it's possible, if I can go through, the entire landscape of the market. And yesterday I was on the show talking about the imminent threat of war in Ukraine, Russia having to threatening to attack Ukraine. That had shaken the markets actually. And what happened actually this today, there are talks that to ease tension. Hence, we're seeing the cryptocurrencies or the market as a whole, not only cryptocurrencies, also Nasdaq, also S&P 500, other stocks as well have gained trust because now that imminent threat of war has the tension has slowed down. But before we dive into more deeper details about the topics, let's just look at back at our home cryptocurrency network, which is the Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm looking at the marketcap.com. Let me just
Great
edit there
stuff.
on the screen.
Whilst you are pulling out the charts, let me have a little chat with our viewers. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome, Empire FM. We are live via Empire Crypto TV. Do not forget that we always live on YouTube. So go on to our YouTube channel, Empire Crypto TV, and subscribe. Once you have subscribed every day, every time we live, you get that notification that we are live. So do not go over. All right, all right, all right. We are back. We are back. Let's dive into the discussion. What's happening, Stone?
Yeah, looking at the market cap, Mr. Mapi, our pride and our market cap normalizes at 2 trillion in this day and age, especially since last year. But now, we're having like that thing of going to 1.7, 1.8, 1.6, now, today we are looking at 1.7, the market cap, but let us just look at the whole coin overall. The market looks healthy this today. Hence, I was saying, the Russian troops have decided to pull out of Ukraine. So people have gained confidence in the market. Yesterday, cryptocurrency was at $42,000 per coin. If you were watching, I know you were not here on the show, but I know you were in the interview somewhere else conducting another business. But the market was even in the afternoon. Actually, the market was looking unhealthy during this time when I was doing the show. There was a bearish candlestick forming, but coming back today, the market looked healthy because this had to do with fundamental analysis. And I hope most of our investors and our speculators who are new in the crypto space are learning from this fundamental expertise of the market and how markets had drastically changed, not only in cryptocurrencies, but also in your stocks, also in other assets around the world that are being invested on. The fears of war, of course, do make the entire population of the world, to be skeptic because, like having to pull out of your money out of the banks, out of your investments. Obviously, people cannot trust the financial system because back in World War I, World War II, when the war came, when everybody knew that the war was coming, everybody pulled out of the market. And what that did, it made the market to have a bearish trend or a strong fall or a strong sell out for that matter. So there was a sell out yesterday because of those threats that are happening in the Ukraine concerning Russia trying to attack, and because the world powers were involved. It was more of a fundamental analysis that was a fundamental impact that impacted the entire landscape of the market. I'm looking at the Bitcoin right now. It's trading at $44,000 per coin, which has jumped from $42,000, which was yesterday. You can see even these candlesticks here just before the bullish candlestick had formed. The day before, maybe the day before, which was yesterday, which was Valentine's Day, it ended off in the green, but the whole afternoon it was red. But before that, you could see that skeptical image within the candlesticks themselves. There was not much trading taking place in the in this period, which was the day before and 2 days back. There was not much trading taking place because the trust of the market itself, the entire landscape of the market was not looking healthy enough. And that there are stories that came up as well in the news regarding other stocks as well, regarding the news that impacted the entire S&P 500. Nasdaq climbs over 1% as well. Signs of easing geopolitical tensions, talking about Ukraine and Russia situation, Russia backing out of the Ukraine. So there's sort of like diplomatic talk, diplomacy means being friendly with other nations. So no one wants to go to war. No one is prepared to be going to war at this point in time of our lives. I mean, like I was even mentioning it yesterday, coming from the pandemic. A lot of millionaires, billionaires around the world, investors have lost so much during the pandemic. I don't think they were looking forward to say, you know what, they had to come to a sense of negotiation. The S&P 500, had some gains as well, 50 to 1.20%, and the Nasdaq indexes jumped over 1% on Tuesday, led by gains in shares of mega cap growth names and banks on signs of a de-escalation, in tensions between Russia and Ukraine, while investors shrugged off hotter than expected inflation data. Okay, Russia and some of its military units were returning to their bases after exercises near Ukraine, and that Moscow was prepared to continue dialogue on missiles and other security issues and the West. I can be reading this part of the news only, but there's so much to it into this whole situation. Before I can give you the opportunity to step right in whatever maybe you might say about the situation. I don't know if you would allow me to play a video clip regarding this situation that is happening in the Ukraine at this point in time, Crypto King.
Yes, go ahead. Let's play the video. Let's see what we have. Yes, Fam. What you
Yeah.
just have to do, please, let's discuss, let's engage on the comment section. Do say something. Do not go away, guys. Be with us till the end. We've got some gems to drop on this show. Great coins that will 100x in the next year or two. So do not go away. Be with us.
All right, Crypto King. Here we go. Let's hear what they expect. So I'm saying one part of the story. So this is another part of the story that shows.
Conducted drills.
Sorry about that. That shows, how effective this news can be in the world of financial markets.
Just this morning have already begun loading onto rail and road transport and will begin moving to their military garrisons today, end quote. But the small drawdown would still leave more than 100,000 troops amassed near the border, and those troops continue conducting large-scale military maneuvers. Yesterday, the Pentagon took suggestions of a diplomatic path and potential de-escalation with a grain of salt.
We've seen them conduct these exercises in recent days. Exercises are designed to make you ready. He continues to do the things that you would expect one to do if one was planning on a major military action, and that is to sharpen the readiness and to add to the capabilities of his force.
The defense secretary is traveling today to NATO and to Poland and Lithuania, two of the eastern flank countries where U.S. troops are stationed. The Ukrainian National Guard is protecting the U.S. Embassy building in Kyiv, which has relocated closer to Poland. The White House has assembled a so-called Tiger team across agencies to game out possible responses to dozens of potential scenarios on behalf of the Russians. Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner tells the Washington Post, quote, "Our hope is still that we never have to use the playbook, but this is all about making sure we are ready to go if and when we have to be." Meanwhile, commercial and real estate activity in Ukraine is all but frozen. A local attorney telling me the economy is on standby mode there until the situation is clear. Becky?
Kayla, where should we be watching for the next clues? I mean, is this just things getting leaked to the Russian media wires, the news services there? Is this something else that we can predict at this point?
I think there are two things to watch for, Becky. Number one, this satellite imagery, which is going to be key to determining whether, in fact, those Russian forces have actually gone back to their barracks, which the U.S. has said would, in fact, be a sign of potential de-escalation. And to what extent is the actual full force that President Putin has amassed near the border actually beginning to shrink when President Putin has made some of these claims in recent months, in May and in January? The satellite imagery did not really show a material change in the force there. And so there is real skepticism among officials as to whether this is any real change. The second thing to watch for is whether there is any return to formal diplomacy, whether there are talks between NATO and Russia, Russia and the U.S., Russia and Ukraine. So far, we've had what is called shuttle diplomacy, where you have single leaders going to meet with President Putin individually or getting on the phone with him. But there has been no real multilateral discussion in the better part of a month on that front. So I think a return in that forum would be important to watch for as well, Becky.